to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We could remain standing as we always do and remember our men and women in the armed forces more than ever. And if we could remember Linda Schmidt, went to school with Linda, and Fran Streck, who I did not go to school with. She's 99 years old and lived a great life. Thank you. Is there comments on agenda items? I have bills and claims for fiscal year 2023, 2024.
I have a comment on an item.
Okay.
Michael Joyce, member of the village, Highland Falls. A little bit confused. I guess confused is a good word. We have this gentleman over here who's making a good salary and is very competent and is in charge of the sewer and the water department. And I see here that we're thinking of hiring an outside authority to run the water plant.
Well, we're going out with an RFP for a private company to see what the numbers are to run the water plant. Now, when I say to run the water plant, I mean the plant, not the distribution system. We want to see what the cost is. More and more municipalities, larger, smaller towns, villages, most of all Rockland County is that way. That doesn't mean because they're doing it, we should do it. We just want to see the numbers. We've had a hard time finding someone with a license to be the chief water plant operator. We've had a very difficult couple months interviewing people and hoping that someone would say yes, but that's not the way it's gone. So, but at the same time, there actually could be there is a person that is interested, so we're going to talk to them. But at the same time, we're going to go out, if the board approves, to see what the numbers are to run the plant.
So does that also mean that we're lacking the appropriate water licenses?
No, it doesn't mean. No, it doesn't mean that, Mike.
Okay. But I'm just saying that.
Well, he does not have a water license,
And I'm sewer now.
and he's sewer, not water.
He's sewer and roads.
He's not water.
Sewer.
And DPW, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm just looking at our financial.
Oh, absolutely,
situation.
Mike. Absolutely. I appreciate you doing that.
And taxpayer money in
No.
water.
No, he's not water.
Especially,
I agree.
no, especially when we're so close to that threshold.
What threshold?
That, what, 21 million before you
I don't
start
know.
to pull up taxes?
Yeah, I don't know about the threshold, but we'll do the right thing for the taxpayers, and it'll be done in this room with the public. But thank you, Mike. I need help, especially from you, looking after our finances. Thank you.
Well, I'll be watching
No,
over your shoulder.
You can
All
stand
the way
beside me.
through.
Don't look over my shoulder. Come next to me.
No, I don't
You
want
can
to.
see better.
I don't want to hinder
Thank
what
you,
you're doing.
Mike. Thank you. Okay, let's go on.
Thank you.
Pardon?
Sorry, what is the salary for the chief water plant operator?
That's always to be determined. It's not dictated to us. We kind of look what we have been paying from the person who retired. Maybe somewhere, and can I say? I don't want to say. We don't know yet.
The position is part of the Supervisors Association, and it's.
They have their own union to.
It's
an
negotiated.
association.
It's negotiated.
Okay. All right. I'll go back to bills and claims of $508,854.13. I think most of you have the agenda. You see the higher ones that we put in there. Mastriani of $69,000. That's a reimbursement from the federal government. They run the Section 8 program. Most of these other ones are at least at least maybe three of them are FEMA. 3 of them are FEMA. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 of them are FEMA, so that's makes up the large part of the 508,000. May I have a motion to pay the bills and claims?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Gary, seconded by Jim DeSalvo. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. I read the minutes that the clerk prepared for the meeting we had on October 16, 2023. I found no fault in them, no changes. May I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by DeSalvo, seconded by Ramus. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion. I'd like to have authorization to sign a change order for the wastewater treatment plant generator and aerobic digester modification. It's $21,019. It's from a project that's been going on down there for a long time with a engineering company, not the ones we have now. MHE is what Magui, Hauser, and Etzel. As was explained to me today, John, if you want to add anything to this, it's a swivel pipe, and this change order will have the right pipes to go with the swivel. Is it swivel pipes? Am I using it
Yeah,
right?
it's stainless steel, yeah.
Okay, so that's what this is. It's a change order.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
Gary, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you so much. I'd like to have approval from the board that we cover the meters. We have red and green bags from a few years ago on Main Street, starting December 1, 2023, and then we'll take them off January 3, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
You have it, Lene?
Yes.
All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, I'd like to have authorization to sign a proposal from the Pittsburgh Tank Tower Group for water tank inspection to meet DEC requirements in the amount of $3,350. You want to add anything?
No, Mayor, when it comes down to it, this is requirement DEC, but it's also probably going to be pushed onto FEMA
FEMA?
because of the damage that
That's
occurred
right.
at the tanks.
That's right.
So we want to have the tanks inspected, make sure that we've got them up to par based on the July 9th storm.
That's great.
Make a motion.
Motion by Gary, is there a second? Seconded by Jim Ramus, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Lene, you'll give me these papers tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, we need approval for Arnold bid for the potable water main project in Underwood Park. It's $3,360,450. And that's to have new water lines in Underwood Park. I'm sorry, Todd, would you like to add anything?
Sure, this is, Mayor, this was bonded in 2015, this work.
And the previous administration before me authorized this.
Correct. And they bonded for, I think, 3.446950, so $3,444,950 for this work. That was based on numbers in 2015. Now we'd like to move forward with the actual bonding to have that work completed. And Harold was the low bidder. We took bids late August, early September, and we had to negotiate with them to get the numbers to be a little bit more in favor of the village. So that took a little bit of time. But right now, if you've been down on Eora, you've seen that we've already done the sewer, the stormwater, moving on next with water, followed by potentially Central Hudson natural gas, and then paving to wrap up that area to move on to the next phase, which would be moving down to Cragston to work on that section.
So I think you just mentioned it, it's correct, this water line project opening up the street is when Central Hudson, at this moment, we don't have a concrete yes, but it looks like they are going to install gas lines.
I talked actually with Brian Sweeney at Central Hudson on Thursday last week, and they're leaning towards that. They're still working through a couple of their numbers. There's some changes that occurred within the state with prevailing wage and whatnot back in July that has changed numbers for both this bid as well as their work. So they're verifying that they're gonna be good to go as well.
So that may lower, if they come, that will lower this 3,360,000.
That is correct. We also had submitted, which we'll find out later in the year, probably before January 1st, we submitted a bond for, or not bond, a grant to,
That's right.
a WIA grant for water for $3.5 million. So if that comes back in a favorable manner, that would also be used.
So as long as you said that, I might as well say we have 3 grants in, one for water, one for wastewater, and one for storm.
Correct.
Okay. They're being looked at, the awards maybe in a month or 2. We'll see. We'll see. So and another thing, and I want to continue, I don't want to get in the weeds here, but a couple times it was mentioned negotiations. I think the folks would be surprised if they could sit in the room when we negotiate. We do very well. We do very, very well. There'd be no criticism, believe it or not. You'd be surprised. And I'm happy about it. Okay, next on the agenda, approve the mayor. I'm sorry.
Well, you said you were gonna head down to Cranston?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Satterley Road? We just had a major flooding there.
We're talking stormwater right now. Satterley is actually also for stormwater. You're talking stormwater, right? Not water?
Yeah.
Okay, stormwater, Satterley Grove is phase 2 of the actual stormwater project.
We've had FEMA.
And that'll be discussed in the upcoming month here. We already have a design, and we already have some funding from FEMA that's being pushed towards Satterley. So we'll have a better meeting about that probably in early December.
They tried to flush out the line behind Scott's house there, and it's been blocked.
No, we know there's issues there, and
And that was approved to be, that area was approved already going down Cedar.
your uncle built on a ledge. No, I gotta pay for it.
But also, I think it's the sewer lines collapsing between DeSalvo's house and Scott's house, and that's never been repaired. There's an open hole there.
The ground there is sinking.
No, that's where all the stormwater ran down.
That ground is sinking, and there's a reason, because that's where all the trees, you know this, all the trees that were,
No, I was there and I watched the water run.
no, I'm not saying that, yeah, you're right, no. Okay. Satterley Grove is on the drawing board, believe me.
Yeah.
We already have a 70% design in Satterley Grove, and we've already worked with FEMA to get it listed. And we actually did an inspection, I think, 4 weeks ago out there with them. So there's documentation. If you'd like to get a hold of Justin after this meeting or sometime during the week, we can go over what's already been put
As
together.
long as it's in the near future, not the far future. One more flood there, I feel sorry for those poor kids.
Yeah, we're also working with
They got zipped.
We're also working with DOT because one of the major issues is crossing 218, and they just paved that a year and a half ago, and they basically came back to us and said, you're not touching it for 5 years, but we're in the process of working a permit because we need to take the water from Satterley through Hondiora and out to the
Right.
Nazis.
Yeah.
So that's already being worked.
All right, next on the agenda is authorization for the mayor to sign.
Mayor, you have to make a motion.
Okay,
For the bid.
Tim got me confused. Can I have a motion to accept the bid of $3,360,450?
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
Second the motion. Then we need roll.
Roll call.
Trustee Ramus,
Yeah.
trustee Phillips,
Yes.
trustee DeSalvo,
Yes.
Mayor DiNapoli.
Yes, motion carries, thank you.
Thank you.
Who said that?
I did.
You're
When
what?
does it start?
We gotta finish the project.
Honduras gonna be brand new.
I heard
They're not
today,
leaving.
maybe after Christmas.
No, before Christmas.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your, I'm serious, but I appreciate your being gracious for the wall coming down and it's piled in your yard, and, thank you.
I know they're gonna rebuild it,
They are.
and the Herald they're wonderful workers. I will appreciate having them back.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. And I have authorization to sign an agreement for engineering services for Honduras Park potable water main replacement construction phase. May I have a motion?
So motion.
Motion by trustee DeSalvo, second by trustee Ramus, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. May I have, can we have authorization to approve going out with an RFP, request for proposals for the private company to operate the village water plant? Again, it's just to see the numbers.
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second the motion, and again, put in the minutes that this is exploratory.
Exploratory. Lynn, did you hear that?
Yes.
I would.
Roll call.
Trustee Ramus?
Yay.
Trustee Phillips?
Yes.
Trustee DeSalvo?
Yes.
Mayor D'Onofrio?
Yes, thank you very much. Motion carries. Our next is the appointment of a full-time police officer with a salary of $60,216 for 78-week probation. He is a certified police officer meeting all civil service requirements for the position, and his name is Joseph G. Milero.
So moved.
I butcher people's names. I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Gary Phillips, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. And you'll see over the last couple meetings and the next couple meetings, we're rebuilding the police department. There was some openings, and as you know, we have a new chief, we have a new sergeant, and now we're starting to hire some patrol people. May I have approval for the completion of probation for police officer James Ripka for the recommendation of Chief Torpy? He has successfully completed 78 weeks of employment probation.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Jim Raymond, second by Jim DeSalvo, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, next you have a application for holiday hop. Is it December 2nd?
Yes. Saturday, December 2nd.
Okay. Now, Dee was going to be here.
She's on her way.
Maybe that's her walking in. Yeah, hey Dee, we're doing you now. So, you have an application there submitted by Dee from Craft Fairs, and we did it last year, I was part of it, I was a little bit of a helper, it was great. People driving by saw all the stuff in Memorial Park, that was you. And we want to do it for the second year. Insurance has been provided. On December 2nd, from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. They'll decorate, of course, before that. This will help promote local shopping, which is what we want to give some fun activities for the community. So insurance has been given, and the application is there. We spent, Dee, I want you to know, Lynette and I spent a lot of time on this morning.
Yeah.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
I
Much
sent you guys the.
much more than should have been, but I'm so glad you called me, and I have your application in the packet.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion to allow?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
By Jim DeSalvo, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, same thing you have in your packet, another application for a holiday parade on the 16th of December. The parade lineup will start at Buffalo Soldiers Field at 4:30 and depart and go down Main Street. Insurance is provided. You're part of this, Steve?
Yes.
Thank you.
I just didn't, I didn't know that application went into you.
Yeah, we get
I
ready
would've
to do
sent you
both
the
tonight.
second
I'm
one.
so glad
Okay.
that you're spearheading this. May I have a motion to allow?
Just a
Yeah?
quick question. You don't think we need local police for anything?
Yes, so.
Yes, yeah, this isn't the correct application, I'm sorry.
Well, we'll have the police
Yeah.
lead the parade,
Police and the
and we'll have a
ambulance.
policeman down,
Fire.
maybe the same policeman
I'll
down.
send over the revised one that I had from last year, and I'll put the new dates on. I was in the Virginia military base, so I just got in, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay,
We're approving this?
yes, yes.
On condition that it's modified to.
On the condition of a modification
Yes.
by D.
Tonight, yes.
By D. No problem, okay?
Just, I just,
Yeah.
because I saw no one.
Thank you, Dee.
So, can we move it?
No, I need a second.
Second.
Jim Ramus made a motion, seconded by Jim DeSalvo. All in favor?
Jim,
Yes.
Yes.
it'll be the same as last year.
Motion carried. Okay. Public comment? Yes,
Do we come up or?
absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm getting plenty of exercise. Oh, my God. Stiff. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bless you. Correct me if I heard wrong, we had an audit this year and everything went well?
Well, we're waiting on, they do an audit, they were probably with us almost a week, split up, right, Lynette?
Well, we already had one audit.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one we had, and it takes time for them to do a report.
And I heard the state is gonna issue another audit?
That's for another type of audit, which I was going to read under my remarks. They're going to come, we don't know when they're coming. We're really glad they are coming, to be honest with you.
I'm glad that it's glad, because does it signify there's something wrong with finance?
No, Mike, I'm sorry, that doesn't do that. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
no.
No, it's okay.
No.
That's what their job is. The comptroller's job is to go around to municipalities and do audits.
So when was the last time the state actually audited the
They
Village
were-
Island Falls?
They were here
June and July.
June, July.
Go here June and July?
Mhm.
With the same audit?
A different aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else? I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Can I just get an update on what Pino decided with Barber Road? Barber Road?
FEMA went and did an inspection down there, they came back and they said that, two things. First of all, that they weren't able to document the damage that went around the front of the house and out, which is where I believe you were looking at the damage. They were not able to justify that?
No, I wasn't looking at that.
Okay.
The sewer line for the town goes down Barber Road. And farther down that road, it was washed out in 3 places.
We'll have to take another look at that because that wasn't what they looked at.
No,
So,
the entry to Barber Road,
Yep.
off the old state road, that was previously existing damage. This is down the road where the water came over the top of the crest, up the hill.
we came off of Rose, walked up the hill. And is that what you're talking about?
No.
No? Okay.
How far past the carriage houses did you go?
50 feet, 60 feet?
About 100 yards up.
Okay.
The several places
One
where
of
the
the
whole
issues,
walls washed
one of
out.
the issues we're having for FEMA is that's a paper road, it's not an actual road. So there's some conflicts in their definitions of responsibility
Well,
for.
the challenge is, that's not just a paper road, it's the right of way for the sewer line.
You're
And
correct.
the sewer line's gonna be washed out.
But what we're fighting with them about is because if we put it down as a roadway, and they're saying it's a paper road that's got tree growth and, 30 years of leaves and whatnot on it. So they rejected our initial request.
Yeah.
We did present to them the argument of the fact that the sewer lines run through there and that we need to be able to access them, but we haven't gotten a response back on that yet.
Yeah, so they,
And the trees should really be removed.
Correct.
Yeah,
For
they
access to them.
When you first go up there, anybody who's familiar with Barber Road, it's hard to sell that to anybody as it's any kind of a road. It's not even, at this point, it's not even a trail. So what we've had to do is, we have to figure out the correct verbiage to represent it to them, to gain.
yeah, so we're trying to get a change from being a road discussion or to a sewer line. So we have another meeting with them on Friday, and we'll continue to work that.
I'll be glad to meet with them
Yeah.
and show you where the washouts are.
Yep, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir.
So Gary Lance, 48 Row Ave, just 2 items. One, not sure who controls the lights down at the pavilion at Roe Park. They've been on for like 24/7 the past 2 or 3 days. So
At
not sure.
the
The
pavilion?
pavilion, yeah, down at Roe Park. So I just happened to notice this morning, tonight, 2 days ago they were on, so I know that a lot of electricity being spent.
Can we look at that, John?
Yeah.
So.
Are they on a timer or something?
No, somebody's probably during what John will
Okay, all right, we'll look at it. Yeah.
And then two, I'm noticing a lot of traffic driving through the barriers right there where the softball field was. literally annihilated from the storm.
For the Little League.
Yeah, for getting a little leak. So, and it's more traffic than local traffic is, and I don't know when that road's gonna be repaired, but I can imagine that a lot of people's shocks and struts are taking a beating. So I don't know, whether that's something that that they're just pulling down the barrier, people just driving through it, but notice that they walking the dogs. So I don't know if that's just something you guys.
The issue we have there, Mayor, is that FEMA's already written that up and they're going to pay for that. They're not gonna pay for it twice. So what we're trying to do is get through the winter, because if we rip that up and try to do it now with the cold weather coming, it's not gonna be good.
Understood.
And we also FEMA's also covering basically a complete redo on the Little League or softball field, whatever you wanna call it.
Little League's gonna be brand new.
Brand new.
Like,
So we don't wanna have that road get redone right now and then damage it again, and then have the village pay for the damage.
Oh, no, that wasn't my point. My point is, people are seeing a lot more, hey, people are just driving through the barriers there, and so when monkey see, monkey do, people just keep driving through, so.
We have
I
it
know that's
blocked
something
off,
that
Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
blocked
got
off.
horses and
Yeah, it's
everything.
blocked off, but half the
They're
time,
I can tell you from personal experience of doing all the road repairs around here, cones and barriers don't stop anybody.
Oh, no.
I
no,
stopped
they're not,
wearing
yeah.
orange shirts
Yeah.
because they aim for you.
Yeah, they're not, no, like, I had a car just drive right around me walking the dog today, so, I just wanna make sure you guys know.
Okay.
So, thanks.
No, those are good things. Anyone else?
I just have a question that you mentioned Roe Park, about the triangle at Roe Park. Because the traffic has become so quick that so many of us have said if there was a traffic arrow to go up, up and this way. Because I was going out of Roe Park, going down Walnut the other day, there's a truck with a bus, with a boat parked on it.
Yep.
And a Town of Highlands backhoe was coming around. And I just needed, and it would just make sense to have just a one-way arrow around that traffic.
Okay, we'll put arrows up.
Okay, thank you.
Got it down. Next. Yes.
Go ahead.
You know what the problem is?
I know what your problem is.
We've got a problem on Cousins Avenue. We got a party line sewer on Cousins Avenue that's a blockage. I'm part of it. I was told from the curb in is mine. Right, but the curb in, where I took care of, was an abandoned village road. I repaired that. Kevin Hurst came by and used his camera and went down and located the problem. The problem is the fern coat collapsed from the heavy weight of the machinery and trucks going up and down since July 9th when we had the flood. If you look at Cousins Avenue and South Street, the road is a nightmare. After all that, all the heavy equipment coming in and out, plus Orange Rock with their big trucks fixing the power line right in front of the house, we have a sewer problem. It's 4 feet out from the curb in Cousins Avenue.
We actually have an inspection next Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday for Cousins Avenue for that section, because that was something that's been determined about a week to 10 days ago. That's an issue with the washboarding in front of the new wall that we did on South and that combination. So during that inspection, if you're available, we'll get you to also be there, and we can try to get that documented with FEMA as
I'll
well.
come and knock on the door.
We've been up, Todd, Justin, we've all been there. You guys have been there.
The section he's talking about is beyond
What's that?
his
You
road. It's
haven't
out
been
on-
there, you're supposed to come there and see me.
Excuse me, was I there? I was,
You just weren't, you weren't there.
It wasn't the time that you and I
I'm
spoke.
retired, I'm there 24/7.
Okay.
All right, and I did the hole. At 70 years old, I dug the hole, and it was big, massive rocks I pulled out of there. They're on my mailbox right now. I don't mind digging a hole out in the street. It's only 4 foot down. I did this for a living. I worked for Rockland County Sewer for 15 years. What kind of work was done is what's called shabby work. Whenever you do a sewer line in Rockland County, I mean municipality in Rockland County, when we have a fern coat plastic to clay or plastic to plastic, the joke is we're gonna put 3 or 4 bags or 5 bags of concrete on it after you're done, just tighten it up. That's what we do down there. Up here,
What year do you think that connection was made?
99. When the gas line came through, they busted it. Because when the bust is, there's a green pipe to the clay pipe to the main. And it's the main pipe, I have pictures, is in the road. It's 4 feet from the curb in the road. And from the heavy equipment that went up and down Pleasant Avenue, plus like town garbage trucks, the buses, 7.
Yep,
And
on
crushed it.
next Thursday, the 16th, if you're home all the time, you'll see us out there with FEMA. Come out, we'll have a discussion, we'll see if we can include it.
If you guys don't want to dig it up, I'll dig it up.
I
No,
just,
sorry.
You didn't say that, you didn't say that.
We're not arguing your point, what we're telling you is,
Listen, I'm telling you what,
We'll be
I'm
out there.
sitting in a bucket for a fucking month.
Because
All right,
I
I'm gonna move on, you guys, you told him
let me
next
talk to you
Thursday.
after the
We
meeting.
can miss
We'll see
something,
about
right?
it. We'll get it resolved.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I
Yeah.
would just remind you that the public comment is for begin with the person's name. So
Yes, I'm so sorry, yeah, that's my fault, that's my fault, you're right. There's another, like, someone that used to get mad at me about that, remember that person? Okay, anything else?
Yep.
Sharon, stay right there, stay right there.
Okay, thank you. I walked down the neighborhood the other day and I saw that there was a fire hydrant out of order or whatever. I don't know how long it's been out of order, but it's a concern to me.
John,
Yeah,
you would flush hydrants, how'd that look?
That one right behind the hotel is out of service.
Yeah, Sharon, we have, I think, don't have it with me, I think 3 that we're replacing, and
Okay,
that's one of them.
okay.
It's been
That's
out
gonna be
since
done
March.
pretty soon?
I will
mean,
have
God
it all the
forbid,
way.
you know, that anybody has.
No, I will have
fire.
it, yeah, fire hydrant is, like, important,
Okay.
I will have it done.
And secondly, still questioning what's going on with the, what do you call it, the rezoning of the motel.
Okay, so I'll do that, I don't have, the only thing I'll say tonight about the zoning, we're gonna have, the village board's gonna have a workshop here on Saturday, November the 25th.
Okay.
We might have another one on December 2nd. But right now, November the 25th here at 9 o'clock. It's a workshop for the village board to discuss. Okay?
All right.
Is it open to the public?
It's open to the public, but it's only for a workshop. I'm following the previous administration. The workshop is for the village board to talk.
So it's open to the public, but the public comment is not.
At this one. There'll be meetings for the public comment. Oh, believe me, it will be.
Before a decision is made?
I'm sorry.
Before a decision is made?
Before a vote is taken on the comprehensive, yes, ma'am, absolutely. That's, first of all, I haven't no other way, but that's the law. But that's a good question. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. If there's nothing else, I'm gonna do a little something. Okay, so, mayor's comments. Okay, we've spent a lot of time on our treasurer, our treasurer retired. And then Regina Taylor retired as the clerk, but then she stepped into the treasurer's position to help us out until we could find someone. And that's been another long process trying to find a treasurer. It might not sound hard, but a municipality treasurer is different than being the treasurer of a local club. I mean, there's so much more involved in a municipality. So we have someone that has accepted the job. I'd like to approve her tonight. Her name is Gabrielle Ferreira. I'm sorry, Ferreira. At $63,500, Mike, $63,500. And yes, she will get individual health insurance. That's part of our village handbook. Individual. She'll take individual. It's a little cheaper than family. So I would like. We interviewed her more than once. I think she's going to fit. So that's that. If I could have a motion to appoint her, and she would start on November the 27th of 2023.
So moved.
Is it? Do I have a second?
Second.
May I have a second by Gary Phillips? May I have roll call?
Trustee Ramus?
Yeah.
Trustee Phillips?
Yes.
Trustee DeSalvo?
Yes.
Mayor D'Onofrio?
Yes. Motion carried, thank God. I have a letter here from James Skoufis, which, Lisa, I would like to give to you. It pertains to double poles, for which we have a lot of double poles for years. And there's a local law from someone here that's attached, it might help.
Okay.
When you're ready to present it to us, we'll start the process.
Will do.
So the comp plan we did November 25th, it'll be here at 9 o'clock. It's a Saturday morning. From the Division of Criminal Justice Service. The Division of Criminal Justice Service, Office of Public Safety, is responsible for the administration of mandatory certification program on behalf of the Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. Covers law enforcement agencies must comply with mandatory hiring practices and report requirements pursuant to Executive Law 846. The division is pleased to confirm that on October the 5th, 2023, the council voted to approve a grant for your agency certification in accordance with mandatory certification program. Your agency certification is valid through 2026. So we appreciate that acknowledgement. From Chief Torpy, Holland Falls Police Department, after careful thought and consideration. Okay, this is a letter that was sent to the town, actually was given to the town supervisor. Several weeks ago, the town supervisor came to me, he called me, came to me, we had a meeting in the conference room at Village Hall, and he wanted the village to work up numbers for patrolling or giving police services to the town of Highlands, the town of Highlands being outside the village of Highland Falls, i.e. Fort Montgomery. We worked up some numbers, this is preliminary, it's exploratory. I gave it after a couple of weeks of figuring out what we could do it for. This letter was given to the supervisor down in town of Highlands. I think they're at, what are you guys at, 825 now?
Budget-wise for the police?
Yes.
I think it's a little under that.
It's around it's definitely 800, unless you went down. It was 800 last year.
Okay.
But our preliminary, again, the key word is preliminary, shows that we can do it for $550,000. So this is in the town's hands right now. If you haven't seen, which I believe you probably have, all my life, Mountain Avenue, coming down Mountain Avenue on the left side from the bridge from Center Street down, has looked terrible. It's just looked terrible. Over the years, certain people have bought some of those smaller homes. They've fixed them up, siding, windows, doors, and everything. A lot of them look, they all look better except that little purple house. And that little purple house has been sent notices by the building department, and I appreciate that. But the other building that never looked much better was the very long, used to belong to Jimmy Farrell, across the street from the fire department, very long building. It's 4 Mountain Avenue. The village board was able to get that gentleman, the owner of that property, a grant to take the paint off. You have to look at that building. It's nice. It's nice. I'm sorry, it's really nice. You don't paint brick. That's why it's brick. So that's my opinion. So that paint is off. I see you shaking your head with a smile, and I appreciate that. It's nice. It's nice. So take a look at it. I think you'll think the same thing. The last thing that I have is, and this is also good news. You know, every 4 times a year we get a sales tax, check, from sales tax. The county gives us a little piece. They keep it all and give us a little piece. The last one that we received for the 3rd quarter, this is very nice, $405,263.48. That is, people are shopping. Your wife is shopping. Keep shopping. So that's very good. Okay. Jimmy?
Yeah. Couple things went on this past weekend. There was Happy Brain Day. I don't know how many people went there. Lisa Sibley spearheaded this.
Very good.
It was a fabulous event. There's a lot of little kids there. There was an author there. She did a book reading. They had games, they were doing little crafts, and it's just something that a local person took upon themselves and bettered the community. So she is also always looking for helmets, bicycle helmets to give out. She has a bunch now, but everybody knows that the supply runs down. But she has room to take more in. So if anybody would like to donate a helmet, if you're not familiar where the old post office was, right there on Webb Lane, she's right there, and I believe it's 2 times a week, Jim, 2 times a month. What is that, on Thursdays, I believe, right?
Yeah.
All right, so another thing, that was a great event. Also, this past weekend, the Winter Farmers Market started. Again, I was in there, the place was packed. The one lady that sells some pierogies, she ran out. So there was a lot of people.
Polish.
Yeah, Ukrainian.
They had a lot of other stuff there too, Joe.
Italian
Something that you
food?
might like. Yeah. But anyway, great place, shop local, there's local people there, there's local crafts. Christmas is coming up, you can buy Christmas presents there as well. Again, local people doing local things to make the community a lot better. Last but not least, on Saturday, Army football beat Air Force. Hoorah. All right, so now we got a big game coming up against Navy. That's better than the bowl game. So
Play Holy
congrats
Cross
to the
this
Army
weekend.
football team and good luck against Navy.
James, will you check on the 3rd floor? There could be bicycle helmets, brand new bicycle helmets.
Okay.
If there are, bring them down.
Yep.
And I'll give them, right?
Okay.
Thanks. Gary?
And Mr. Ripple, congratulations on your probation, so, welcome aboard. As it was brought up earlier by Mr. Joyce and Mayor D'Onofrio, we are looking at a chief water operator. We had, I think this is like our 4th interview, so there's some people that, wanted the job, didn't want the job, didn't want to relocate, so we are going through that. We do have our proper license, so we are okay on that. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more water reports for you down the road. Just another thing too is certain things that everybody complains about. People making money and blah 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 and all this other nonsense that they shouldn't be making what they're getting. But there's a lot of little things that the DPW does that I look at it because I got very bad OCD. One is relocation of that telephone pole. It's been sitting along Sacred Heart Church wall going down Cousins Avenue for, about a year now, right? So that's relocated. The sign that was hanging off the old post office that said, "Welcome to the Village of Highland Falls" or "Village Shopping," that thing was hanging down there for a while. Mr. Jones and his crew took care of that. So there are a lot of little things that, I know everybody's looking at the big picture, but when you walk down Main Street and you see them picking up trash and you see them, that's not our garbage, that's all over the place, it's blowing from, a local, local shop owner, that our guys are picking up, and, it does make a difference. So I just want to say to Mr. Jones, thank you for that. I appreciate you and you guys, and then good luck to everybody who's running tomorrow night, and that's all I have, sir.
Yeah, just real quick, just the Rotary, West Point Highland Falls Rotary Coat Drive is going on. It goes to the 30th of November, but it always gets extended for another week or two. And you can drop coats off that are either new or partially used. If they're used, just try to wash them, clean them, whatever. Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30 at the Walkill Valley Federal Savings and Loan, which is 225 Main Street. That's all I really have.
Take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Joe?
Mr. Mayor?
I got a question
Okay.
also. I apologize that I was late. Just a quick thing, real quick, if it's okay. Real quick.
Or be making it tough on me.
Just a quick thing.
I know, that's what everyone says.
It'll be very quick. First, I want to thank you, Mayor D'Onofrio, for one thing. During the storm.
You can have a couple of minutes.
During the flooding, Joe was up at my house.
You're damn right I was.
Okay, he was up at my house. There was a lot of other people that were along the brook. We got slammed. I tallied up today. My final cost is $82,000. That's out of my pocket, I can't apply for anything, but it's 82,000. I met with Justin, we spoke briefly. I am nervous about something along with other people that are along the brook. And what that is what's next? You know, so this is my third rodeo, 2012, we spoke about that, Joe, 2016, and now today. It's a very short length of a lot of stuff happening along that brook. So I know it's difficult with FEMA right now, I know it's difficult with the state funding and all of that. I know there's a lot of work to do in the village, and we're talking millions of dollars. But I just came here tonight just to point out, I do understand that, I understand what the town is doing, I understand with the village, there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of money, but that brook that comes down, that's a bullseye for a lot of people coming down. And if there's
Let me say this to you. These folks over here know this. I have a hard time saying it the way I'm going to say it. I'm not good with words. There are folks on Mearns Avenue, there's folks on Oak Avenue that lost basically they lost their houses. I had 4 feet in my basement. That's nothing. I didn't like it. But there's a lot worse. So it's hard for me to say what I'm going to say right now. But the engineers over here know this. The number one concern, you said it, the number one concern that I have with all the flooding from July 9th is the brook. Because it's going to happen again. This 1,000-year flood, I'm tired of it. It's a 50-year flood. Well, I've experienced, as mayor, 2 50-year floods, 1 100-year flood, and now a 1,000-year flood. So don't tell me once in a lifetime, because that's not true. Okay, I can't tell you, we've walked the brook from Wyatt Green all the way up, then walked back down. There's destruction, there's obstruction. I'm worried about the obstruction. Things moved, boulders moved. People who didn't get water this time might get water the next time. I am so on this, it's not even funny. And thank you, I'm going to say it again some other day, but thank you to you, Todd. You're our engineer, it's your firm, and Justin, I can't thank you enough. And half the people in here know you, okay? And you have nothing but praise. You actually pay attention to them, you listen to them, then you get back to them. That's what I want. And I just pride myself on that. But Merv, I can tell you that brook is #1 to me. And I'm not just saying that, it's true.
And I know, and I realize that all throughout the town of Highlands, Fort Montgomery, Howland Falls, all over the place, people got hammered, including myself. And I just wanted to put out that I'm saying that we didn't expect this.
Nope.
For 4 hours, 10 inches of rain was unbelievable. And when is it going to happen again? It could happen in April again. So,
maybe the next nor'easter.
it's
I can
just,
tell you, Merv, I'm going to end this. If I can tell you, I can tell everyone, and they all know, including the attorney. July 9th seems like a long time ago. Not that long. Isn't a long time ago. I've done nothing but July 9th. All my folders, you know I'm into folders. Pre-storm, I haven't touched them. It's amazing. The time that this is taking.
July 4th to
that's my
parades
job.
to July 9th. From July 4th to parades and laughing and happiness to July 9th.
Yeah, so Merv, we're into the, I'm into the wall. Okay, I have a motion.
Can I just say one thing to that, Mayor? There's a new program, well, it's not new, but it's out there, we're working on it right now, it's the BRIC program, it's
Yeah.
through FEMA, so we're looking at that for wall repairs and whatnot. We're actually talking to Schumer's office about that, as well as some other
It's
representatives.
BRIC?
BRIC,
Yeah,
yes.
it's on my desk, Merv.
Okay. And we're
It's a
looking at
new
that.
program.
As well, we're also working with West Point. West Point has actually hired a company to do what we call an H&H study, which is a hydraulics and hydrology study of all the brooks that are on West Point, including Highland Brook that comes through West Point. So And we're also hopefully gonna use that study to go back to FEMA to get potentially areas along the brook deemed to be a flood area, so that you could potentially buy flood insurance if
Let's
if
keep
you did.
knocking on FEMA's door.
There's a lot, there is a lot going on. You drive down Main Street, you know, you see my car in front of Main Street, what the hell's he doing there? You know, all these guys are there all the time. It's almost like that's all we do now. Okay. I have a
Gentlemen, Joe,
motion.
because you asked, the police budget is 689, 560.
Okay,
Thank you.
I gave you an offer of 550.
I
I have
understand.
a motion on the table from Gary Phillips and seconded by Jim DeSalle. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Does that include benefits, Joe?